Pet insurance. Please watch this before you insure your pet, because every single week we meet lovely, responsible owners who say things like, "But I thought I was covered," or "No one told me that bit." And unfortunately, at that point, it's too late. Today, I'm going to talk you through pet insurance properly. Not the advert version, not the confusing small print version, the real life, we've seen it in clinic version. If you've got a pet, you're thinking of getting a pet, or you're already insured but not totally sure what you've actually signed up for, this is a really important watch. Grab a cup of tea, this is a bit of a long one. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the DrVet YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome, and thank you for trusting us with your time. And if you're one of our regular viewers, thank you for coming back, we really appreciate it. I'm Jenny Vet Nurse, I'm a registered veterinary nurse, and I'm also DrVet's assistant. Between us, we spend our days treating pets, but also talking to pet owners about things like money, insurance, exclusions, and those really difficult conversations that no one really enjoys having. And if I tell you now, nobody comes into the vets excited to discuss insurance. This video exists because pet insurance is one of those things that people do with the best intention, but with very little explanation. You're often tired, you've just picked up your new puppy or kitten, and somebody says, "You should have insured them." You Google something, you pick a policy and think, "Right, I'm sorted." And then years later, when you actually need it, that's when the surprises come. So today, we're going to slow it right down and go through this properly. Brief disclaimer, just to be clear, this video is not sponsored, we don't recommend specific companies, we don't get commission, and no one has paid us to say nice things, sadly. There are 5 questions every client should ask before they take out a pet insurance policy. Before we even talk about policy types, I want to start with the 5 key questions that every insured client should be asking. Honestly, if you take one thing from this video, let it be these. So, question 1. Will this policy cover ongoing conditions for the rest of my pet's life? This is a really big one. A really big one. Pets live a long time now, and this is wonderful. It also means that we see a lot more long-term health conditions. For example, things like diabetes, skin allergies, arthritis, heart disease, thyroid issues. These are not treat once and forget all about it problems. They need ongoing medication, blood tests, checkups, sometimes for years. Some policies will cover these conditions for life. Others will cover them for a limited time and then stop. Clinic reality. And if I tell you, the most heartbreaking conversations we have are when an owner says, "But you've always treated this. Why isn't it covered anymore?" Ask this question before you insure, not after you claim. Question 2. Does this policy cover congenital and hereditary illnesses? Congenital means something your pet is born with, whereas hereditary means something that's passed down genetically. Some breeds are more prone to certain conditions, and insurers know this. They have spreadsheets, lots of spreadsheets. Some policies will cover these conditions, some will exclude them, some will cover only when a very specific box has been ticked. Never assume, always ask. Question 3. Does this policy cover dental treatment and behavioural problems? This one catches people out all the time. Dental disease is incredibly common and dental treatment is not cheap. Many policies only cover dental issues caused by accident, not disease. And behaviour, anxiety, aggression, compulsive behaviour, sometimes are covered, sometimes not, sometimes only under very strict rules. If this matters to you, and for many pet owners it does, ask up front. Question 4. Will you place an exclusion on my policy at renewal? This is a really important one, and it's rarely explained clearly. An exclusion means the insurer decides they will no longer cover a specific condition. Key point, here's the bit that surprises people. Sometimes the clock starts from the first mention in the vet's clinical notes, not from the official diagnosis. It could be a limp, an itchy ear, a note saying monitor. So ask directly, will you add an exclusion at renewal and under what circumstances? And finally, question 5, will you increase my premium or excess if I claim? Many people assume that premiums only rise with age, but claims can actually affect this. Insurance companies are very good at maths. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't claim, it just means that you should understand what might happen next. Types of pet insurance policy. The first one, gold standard, lifetime policy. A lifetime policy is generally considered the best level of cover. You choose a set amount per year, for example, £4,000, £7,000 or even £10,000, and that amount resets every year. If your pet develops diabetes and needs treatment every year, the cover renews. Same condition, new year, new pot of money. Clinic reality. For long-term conditions, this can be the difference between a manageable monthly cost and a very difficult decision. It's usually more expensive, but you're paying for peace of mind. Next type of policy, time-limited policies. A time-limited policy covers a condition for 12 months only. Once 12 months is up, the condition is excluded forever. Now this is important, that 12 months often starts from the first mention of the condition in the clinical notes. Real example, so if your pet was seen once, but there was nothing major seen and we didn't do any treatment but it was mentioned in the clinical notes, the clock might have already started ticking. Maximum benefit policy gives you a set amount of money per condition. You might use it in 3 months, you might use it over 3 years. But once it's gone, it's gone. After that, the condition is excluded and the same amount applies across conditions. Final advice. Please shop around. Please read the small print, even the boring bits, especially the boring bits. The cheapest policy is rarely the best one. Insurance isn't about hoping nothing happens, it's about planning if something does happen. If this video has helped you, please like it, subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who's about to insure a new pet, because it's always easier to choose the right policy at the beginning than regret it later. Thank you very much for watching DrVet. We'll see you next time.